Now I think that we are live. Hello, I am IBX Toycat, and this is my Let's Play world, also known these days as a Forever Minecraft world, which in my opinion is just a normal Minecraft world. I think that the worlds that should have the prefix are non-forever worlds. What do you do starting a Minecraft world that you know you're gonna quit soon? Anyway, this is my long-term survival, and I've been playing in it since 2012 now. It's been a lot of fun as a nice little project throughout that time, and what's interesting is a lot of the builds that I've done in this world have been a great deal of fun, don't get me wrong. However, interestingly, there is a type of building which many people don't do, which is building with fluids. Look right here and look at this tunnel. It's meant to be a big lava pipe to kind of simulate the idea that this is an oil rig that collects lava. However, because of the pain of placing lava in survival, I've only placed a few blocks in there and it just looks really messy. What if there were a better way to do that? Fun fact, there is. And the way to do that is I'm going to go and pick up a bunch of lava for two builds today, my lava river and for this. But I'm going to take a bunch of lava and place it in there, but without burning myself. This is because of the wonderful magic of Minecraft potions. Also, late streaming it, says Dasher Stew. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm still struggling with the like what the set time for stream should be. I think that I think that if I set it any earlier, I have to start like sleeping or at least waking up way earlier to be able to do the like hours of work that I need to do before streaming. Because I've said this before, but like this is you know, a lot of people talk about how hard streaming is as a you know, like a job, and they talk about it as if like, oh yeah, well obviously it's not as hard as going down a factory, and everyone agrees with that. But it's you know, in the same way that you're physically tired if you spend 2 hours doing something laborious. I think that you get more emotionally tired, or more whatever you want to call it, like mentally tired. And you know, in a world where you know your job is to use that mental or emotional or whatever you want to call it speaking ability, it means that it's harder for me to make videos after I'm done streaming because I've just been talking for 2 hours. Do I want to start talking some more about seeds? The answer should be yes, but sadly, it's not. So it's like this is like a nice end to my day. It's my favorite end of the day, and I get myself a drink here. I make sure we have a good time with it. But still, afterwards, I'm like, yeah, I don't know that we can do very much. So this is my drink from the advent calendar today. It's blood orange. It's a spritz. It comes in a can. It's by Fever Tree, who are the best tonic people. They have the best ad campaign in the world, chat. They make the drink that they make the point that if you have a mixed drink, 75% of that drink is mixer. So what are you doing buying bad mixer? If you're going to skimp somewhere, it should be in the 25%, right? And whether that's true or not is a whole different point. But it definitely feels true that like you can spend 25p more on a mixer that's double as good, or you can spend like £20 more on a, you know, a non-mixer that isn't double as good. Anyway, though, so yeah, we're going to be working with lava today, and the magic of it, the secret to how this is going to work, is all potions. So I made this potion bottle. Honestly, I think it's really ugly making it out of red stained glass. I think I should use like concrete or something instead, but I made this potion bottle nonetheless. Maybe at least I should make the floor out of red concrete or something. You know, we could do that today. We've got time, right? So I'm grabbing myself one of these, and it's going to be good. Also, how long did you say in Link's stream after yesterday's raid? I think after I left a few messages, he said, I'm sure you got some food to be getting to. And I did not have food to be getting to. But I did have to go and... I think I started prepping today's video, getting that out of the way. It was fun. I'm recovering from a hangover, says Adam Sony. I want to make a joke here. But I will instead say, you know, congratulations on having a good yesterday. That's, you know, there you go. Look at that. See? No comments otherwise. It's a red drink now, chat. I swear it was orange when I poured it in. It's see-through. I can barely see it. But yeah, chat, I'm playing with Vibrant Visuals today. It's quite a rare little addition to the Let's Play. And I'm sure at some point today I'll get annoyed with it and turn it off. But again, I try every now and then with this sorts of thing. Like, whenever there's a feature that I think to myself, I don't want to use that, I'll turn that off. I think especially when it's the default, it's worth turning on every now and then. Like, you know, one of the dumb examples of this, you know, should we just jump right into it? Well, I think that it is really easy to say the way I'm already doing things is better than the current way. And the world will applaud you for your bravery in saying, you know, stuff like that. But, okay, so as this, yeah, they're all ready to be milked. I can milk all my cauldrons right now and get myself a lot of lava buckets. What I want to be able to say. Anyway, so let's, oh yeah, look at that, by the way. Anyway, I think that although it's always going to be easy to say that, like, the old way of doing things is so much better than the new ways, I think that it's always worth, like, retesting the new ways. Because it's like early access games, right? Like, Hytale is coming out really soon, January, and they're basically saying it's not going to be very... We think the reviews are going to be bad on launch. We think the game is going to be, you know, like a shallow semblance of what it will eventually be, but we're hoping that that will allow people to, like, you know, test it and make it a better game. Because there's nothing like the feedback of people who hate using your product to help you motivate and improve that product. Also, I'm sure it doesn't, you know, hurt that there's sales in there or whatever. Also, husband had a Christmas work party at a casino, had a lot of beers and played a lot of pool and lost 25 bucks gambling. See, that, in my opinion, that's the ideal gambling outcome. We were talking, we started a thread, I don't think we finished a thread, about how some things shouldn't be easy to do. I feel like gambling is in that category specifically because of the danger that some people, it's really addicting in some cases. But gambling is so much fun if you go in with like $20, $25, $40 maybe even, and you just say, let's make some money. Make sure the upside isn't too high. I've seen a lot of YouTubers who go to the casino of like several $1,000s, and when they come back from the casino and they've lost several thousand, that's a really, really expensive night. You can think about all the things you could have bought, but also it's like the upside potential is too high and you're giving yourself too high of a risk of like enjoying the outcome rather than enjoying the process. Because if you enjoy the outcome over the process, the net negative of gambling is always you're going to lose money over the long run. If you gain money, it is by chance, by fluke. You are going, you know, in the same way that if you buy a, I don't know, like a house and you lose money on it, that is the fluke outcome because they usually go up by at least inflation, in some cases above inflation. But yeah, it's the same kind of logic in reverse. Okay, chat. So here's my plan. I've got this shulker box. I'm going to keep it away from the lava just to make sure there are no mistakes made here today. Just put it right up there, nice and far away. And now let's put all of the lava down, hopefully in a way that looks prettier than what I've done so far. So I'll break in, I guess, via this. I guess, yeah, right here is the most logical place to do it. No, that's going to pour out onto the ground. So if I break out here, yeah, it looks like it's already spilt here based on the lack of torches. So, oh, that didn't go exactly how I thought it would. I have no space to pick these items up. So I'll drop this on the ground and I'll find that other stone block. And now this is my tunnel. Let's go make it good. My wife and I take $60 each to the casino. Yeah, that's the right way to do it. I'm too scared to go gambling. I don't trust myself. Yeah, I think that honestly, that is a healthier attitude to have than the reverse. Like, there's a lot of things that you shouldn't be so scared of. And there's a lot of things where it's like, well, if you're so scared of it, you know, like, oh no, I'm not going to have a little bit of fun. You know, the upside downside potential is so, you know, like mismatched. You know, like the upside is you might have a little bit of fun watching some numbers go around. And the downside is you might ruin your life if you are too into it. So I totally get the logic of saying, like, you know, I'll stay where the downside isn't so high. So now we'll place a block over here, and then over here, and then also, I guess every other block is where it makes sense to do this, right? And then the not lazy way would be to cover every single block, but as we all know, if you try the not lazy way, eventually you get lazy, or at least as I know about myself. So I'm gonna just start the lazy way, and then hopefully get less lazy. It is going to use more lava than I thought. I figured like a whole shulker box full of things was undercounting it, but also as I'm learning about myself, underestimation is my strong suit. And now I've got 10 buckets, and I'm sat inside a bunch of lava. But it should look a lot smoother now, hopefully. I like poker. There's at least some player fault. Slot machines are iPads for old people. Oh yeah, okay, you know what? Let's get in some gambling controversial opinions. I'll wait a little bit so that anyone coming into the stream who doesn't know gambling, you know, like can have a little good time too. So chat, how's it going today? Anyone get up to anything else fun? I really want to talk about gambling. It's my, I think that's my like, I'm like 10% away from being like a problem gambler. You know, like I could see a world where if my personality was just a bit different, then it would be dangerous. Like I can see the things going in my head like, yes, I have a system. I know how to outsmart maths. Like I'm very lucky that I'm good enough at maths to know that that's not how it works. But I'm fascinated by it as a result. Okay, so we're going to get inside here. This is where I like to sleep. It's a very safe place to sleep, chat. Pro tip. No one's going to come and get me while I'm in here. And also, pro tip, you have to sleep when you have vibrant visuals on. It's just too dark. Are you going to be joining us old Minecraft creators? 10 years playing it on YouTube and making your own Let's Play in Hytale? I think lots of us who have spoken to are curious if you will too, says NeoCubist. Okay, so NeoCubist, good to see you, by the way. Hope you're having a good day. And we were talking about Hytale, so let's get back into it. NeoCubist, the answer to your question is I will definitely be playing a little bit of Hytale, right? In the Minecraft community, it's a bit like, you know, it's a healthy bit of hype that's going around this game. And I can't say I hate that too much for sure. But at the same time, so now we'll put like lava there and then lava over here. And we definitely need so much lava to make this not look bad. I see why I didn't do it perfect the first time now. So lava here and then lava here. And slowly that'll make that look better, but we still got to worry about this top bit. So, yeah, Hytale is a really interesting situation. I think a lot of people imagine it's going to be a big hype game, but the problem is, like, back in the day on YouTube, when I got started, the secret to being successful was when there was a brand new game, be the person to make a bunch of content for it. I think now that because that advice is so well documented and known, it's not going to work. You know, being the Hytale guy maybe worked when it was first announced a while ago. That Quebec's Corner, familiar with him, right? He's, you know, like, there is a Hytale guy already, and maybe that will work out for him, specifically because he's been making content for years already. But I think that just kind of fundamentally, there'll be interest in Hytale at first, and then the long-term interest is going to be down to if it is really that good for your audience. What percent of the average Minecraft, you know, YouTuber, streamer, whatever, what percent of the average audience is going to love Hytale and is going to be really into it? That's a hard question to give an answer to. By the way, I'm getting updated aquatic music because I'm swimming around in lava, technically. I love that. I bet 10 Minecoins will talk about gambling. You would bet correctly, apparently. Okay, so that's going to flow both ways, right? Yeah, that's perfect. So let me put it there, and it will flow both ways. And I'll go and see if I've actually done a good job with that lava so far. It looks a lot better from the outside, right? It looks kind of messy, but in a way that lava moving through a tube probably would. But that was also all of my lava, and I'm very, very far away from being done with this. So we'll go back to our base, I guess. Did I pick up the shulker? Yep, I did. Let's go place this lava just somewhere. Get it in there and placed, just for the sake of it. How about right over, I guess like over there somewhere makes sense, right? There we go. Probably a good spot. Hope there wasn't lava there already. Now we'll go fill up the buckets at my base, where I don't think I've drained the lava there in years, so I can fill up a bunch of buckets, hopefully. Yeah, I'm curious how popular it will be after the initial hype phase dies. I'm sure 30% of Minecraft players will give Hytale a shot, maybe more. Time will tell. Yeah, so I think what the, you know, if you want me to give you a really... Again, I'm gonna talk shop right here. I'm gonna talk business, or you know, I'm gonna talk the inside baseball rather than, you know, the surface level. The surface level is everyone's excited for a game that gives competition to Minecraft. Hytale appears to be that game for many people. Is it that game for many people? This guy needs to go back in that house over there. Dear chat, I put 2 swamp villagers inside this little cage, and somehow one of them managed to get out. And he's just going to die if he stays out here, which is bad for him, and it's bad for me. But that's a him problem. So yeah, to talk business about it, I think on the, like, I do think that it's going to become like a niche wing of the community. Like, there is a PvP community, and there is a building community. There's a miniature little redstone community. I've spoken to a few people from there. Hytale will become like a subsect of that. And I think the benefit of Hytale is, like, if as a Minecraft creator you switch to any other game, most of your subscribers will glaze over that in your subscribe box. You know, I streamed, even amongst, like, stream viewers, who are, like, probably the most active of the subscribers on this channel, I would guess. You know, just in terms of how much they care or want to see stuff. I think there's a drastic drop between playing Minecraft and not, like, 40, 50, 60%. And I guess that percent will be lower with Hightail because more people want to give it a shot. It will still be there. It will still be 8%. But it means that, like, for anyone who was kind of done with Minecraft anyway, I guess it'll be good for them. But in the long run, I think, you know, I don't think it's actually possible to take the Minecraft crown in terms of what people can do with it. I think the best way to prove that is by looking at the modding world of Java. I wonder how many PUBG viewers switched to Fortnite, for example. Yeah, PUBG and Fortnite, and then again with Apex Legends. Each of those games took a sizable chunk off each other. But probably a lot of their new viewers and new, you know, like whatever, were people coming into it fresh. I tried watch Cutthroat, but nope, said 6. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Hytale looks cool, but I'm kind of getting out of the sandbox RPG style game. I think that the thing that would get me more into Minecraft were more RPG elements. I was thinking about this last night. I was like, you know, it's a shame there's no, like, real trophies beyond... you know, what you can get. Like, I don't know, like, achievements are kind of a type of trophy, I guess, and, you know, like, there are, like, specific things that you can, or, you know, you could argue, like, the dragon egg is a type of trophy. But I would love to have some trophy that symbolizes the effort I put into something. Right now, the biggest, like, trophy you can have in your world is a build, but because that is true, people take a lot of different routes into getting them. You know, like, yesterday, so again, I want to say this... I have no beef or no concerns of anyone doing it. It's just something that interests me. Also, but like yesterday, we spoke a bit to Link, and someone asked. I think it was Shentao who asked, like, oh, so did you? You know, he said like, I built this all freehand, no Lightmatica, and then she asked like, so how did you build the terrain? He's like, I did not build this by hand. I do not have that much time. It's like, I'm very curious. What does that mean? Because, you know, there's a lot of things that people want to have in their worlds, but they don't want to have the time to build. And I think that with buildings, it's a lot more justifiable to just, like, cheese it in a way that isn't necessarily justifiable for stuff outside of that. Anyway, here are my buckets. I think that's not probably enough to make a good dent. So I'll also go and drain my lava from all the way back at my other place. And that'll be good. Hot take, Minecraft is a sandbox and doesn't need RPG elements. Yeah, I think that you are right, Dasher, in terms of what Mojang believes, and in terms of, like, ultimately what is the view that the game itself is taking, and therefore what will happen. But I also think... should I bring up some dripstone and then, ouch, and then, like, surround the rest of this like I have up here? Worst case, it would look cool. Best case, it would keep the fire away from other stuff. Because I definitely need this to be a larger dripstone fire thing. Because it's going to run in the background anyway while I do anything else around here. Like, this is the area I'm in the most often. So there should be more cauldrons here. Something to think about. I'm thinking in my mind for the future, but really it should be like a right now priority, shouldn't it? But yeah, I think I agree that Minecraft is a sandbox first and foremost, and that is important. But I think that a lot of what is successful is when they add little RPG elements here and there. I think that a good sandbox game has lots of different elements for people, which is why there is a redstone community. People love building technically, and screw whatever survival is. I don't know what that's about. I watched a video. Mumbo Jumbo said he'd never defeated the Ender Dragon. Is it Mumbo or am I mixing someone else? There was a pretty big YouTuber who was like, I haven't defeated the dragon before. And I was like, wow. When you're so inside, like, in my mind, that's like, yeah, it takes an hour to do. But actually, for a first-time player, it takes probably like 5 hours to do. And if you're really busy building, you know, moving houses or 12 by 12 doors or whatever the heck it is, that people get excited by, it's like, yeah, you'll forget about that. In the same way that I am so focused on beating Minecraft or making big builds that I'm not, but I've never made a flying machine outside of the one that I had to make for Sky Glue. You know, some people looked at that and went, Toycat, how do you not know how to do this? But to me, it's like, yeah, of course I don't. I'm enjoying Minecraft. Funny enough, after Chantal asked that question, he said, no, I left. Oh, no. I'm sure he seemed like a wonderful guy. I loved the random chance of me just dropping into a random streamer and them knowing who I was. That was a crazy... You know, I don't know, like, that seemed like a rare little thing to me. So I'm going to go grab another lava potion. And then probably a bunch more buckets. And then I guess we'll go to the Nether to grab more. Yeah, I don't think my lava buckets are going to be... I don't think there's going to be enough of them to do what I need to here. This music is so chill. Yeah, it's one of the good ones. I agree. It's a little more relaxed than the last. Okay, so this is fire resistance. I definitely need to brew more fire resistance is what I'm learning here, but that's... Sounds like a future me problem if you ask me. Speaking of, you were my top YouTuber this year, lol. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it, Adam Sony. You are my top viewer whose name starts with an A. No question about it. I'm pretty sure that's true. Anyone else who starts with an A, I'm sorry. Also, this is why I don't think I can get down with vibrant visuals. It just looks weird. Like, it feels like something's wrong in my world. Maybe it will never work for older worlds in this way. But yeah, I'll go to sleep. I'll try and stick through it a little bit. And then I'll go and grab the rest of the lava that I can from here. I think one shulker box is definitely underdoing it a bunch. But I'll still try nonetheless. And at least we'll be in a better place than we were before, rather than a worse one. It's the most we can hope for, but it's what we got today. So as you can see, all of this is filled up. So actually, if I'd have just brought more iron, yeah, I think this is fine though. Let's now scoop all of these up, and then put it right inside here. And then, yeah, this is really good, chat. We have got enough lava to make a nice dent in this little project, and then there's enough lava left over to still have good stuff there too. Yeah, this is wonderful. It's a good feeling to have this much lava. That I guess because I was working on the underground, it all filled up. But yeah, this is the second project we'll be working on today, chat. I like working on it until people say like, "Oh, Toy Cat, what about this project you need to do?" And I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore. It's the worst. Also, you're my 0.2% and top YouTuber. Yeah, so can they please remove the marketplace for parity? I mean, if they want true parity, you could lead a campaign on that, and then they would add it to the Java edition. I mean, there'd probably be riots in that case, right? I've got to say, when it comes to parity, someone posted this on Twitter, and it is true. I remember it. I'd entirely forgotten about it till just now. They tried to add the boat recipe from Bedrock to Java, and Java players said, "No, this is stupid," and so they removed it. And it's like, I wish they'd listen when we said that. I think I want to work on having a better dialogue with Mojang staff. I think I want to try and get better at directing messages to the people I know. Even if they just go, "Yep, we're looking at this." At least I know that they have heard it from me. Because, you can't expect anyone to have watched a video or whatever else. Also, I know that I have a limited amount of lava here. But I think I'm going to just... I think this isn't working correctly. So we'll put one there. And scoop this up. And then put it there. And now there's a little bit of lava that will fill itself naturally while I do this. I can't imagine why I put this here. Storm Veridea. Yeah, that's a fun name to see. Oh, I see the terrain must be made using Axiom. Oh, so you can build custom terrain in a survival world. But anyway, so yeah, I think that Minecraft is a sandbox game, but I love RPG elements in any game. I find them like a little bit, like addictive in a weird way. But I still like a game that has them, because if I'm already addicted to a game, I want to see those numbers go up every now and then. Number go up is a good feeling, is what I'm saying. And Minecraft should let me have that feeling. So, yeah, after this lava runs out, we'll be boned. So if we've got roughly 20, 30 lava buckets, and we've got about this many blocks to cover. Okay, so it still looks really rough. There's random columns that just aren't covered. I could fix these columns now, but then I'm causing myself a hell of a problem later. But let's do it anyway. Oh, I can't go in there this way. Yeah, I think I just fill it all a little bit better. I think I'd rather have a project. Yeah, I think I just fill it all the tiniest bit better than we're doing right now. I'll start with the sides. Although the sides are probably easier to walk in later. So let's start with the top here. Block here. Block here. And then we'll fill in the sides later. It looks a little bit wonky. Block there and block there. It does look a little bit wonky. We'll totally concede. So now block here so it flows into that one. And then block there. And yeah, this will take all of my lava, but at least it will look somewhat decent, I hope. So now lava go there. I think that was too close to the other one, but we'll make sure they still sync up. Lava goes there. And then 2 more. So the idea is our blocks from this side will flow into the ones from that side. So if we place it there, it flows. There we go. And then it kind of like sinks in that way, if you know what I mean. And then we'll do the same over here. Although arguably we should have them be spread out, because otherwise we get these middle columns that are missing. Yeah, that's what I think we probably should do instead. Go like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We don't have enough blocks to do it correctly. But it is the better way of doing it. So let's do it right, or not do it at all. And I guess right is the choice I'm making here. So, a bunch of lava buckets. You know, do I need these extra slots right now? Probably not. Let's fill them with lava buckets instead. Fill the inventory. And then again, just every other block. So this one starts here. And then we go... Oh, wait, no, that's in the middle. Oh, that's confusing. So now I have to put one here. And then on this side, we put one, like, there. And then on this side, we go back 1 block to go there. I think we're onto something now. If we can make water bottles, why can't we make lava bottles? You know, this is one of the questions that keeps me up at night, KMB. If we can make lava and water cauldrons, why can't we make milk cauldrons? Is milk not a fluid? Why can a lava bucket hold lava unless you throw the lava bucket into lava? None of it makes any sense once you really get down. And it's the only way to keep yourself out of the insane asylum is to unquestionably accept that there are holes that you will never be able to fill. Okay, there we go. We got one last lava bucket with me now, and then whatever's in here. I think we're so close to being able to at least mostly fill this pipe. So there, followed by here, followed by here, followed by here. Scoop them all the way. Next 4 out. Here, followed by... Oh yeah, we're close now, chat. That's going to start connecting now. So I can't actually get that close to here. Because if I do, bad things will happen. Yeah, I can't let the lava flow onto this. So instead I start placing a block there. And it will flow this way. And again, there's a bit of a weird disconnect in how all of this works. That I technically should and will have to fix. But for now, looks pretty decent, right? Besides right here. This looks horrible. Okay, fill that in too. We've got 2 more buckets. And so... this is weird. I forget how Vibrant Visuals changes the color of your cursor. It's a weird thing to forget, that's for sure. So over here, there's definitely a gap in the lava, I assume. Or is this the gap in the lava? Oh, that's the gap. So lava goes here. And presumably lava goes here. So there are more gaps in the lava over here. It's just weird. Why does lava flow this way? It doesn't make any sense. I think technically we could make that go away by placing some blocks up and then removing them. The lava would flow and then unflow. Oh yeah, that's the solution here, isn't it? I'm using loads of lava bits, but I could just place some stone down. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I bet I know the secret here, chat. I think I can remove these lava columns by placing some stuff here. YouTube said I watched 491 Toy Cat videos this year. And I definitely have not uploaded 1.5 times per day. I think just under once a day on average. Yeah, I've been working out recently, like, you know, the daily upload is it is a tricky thing in a lot of ways. But I feel like we've been pretty good at it, about like 6 and a bit videos a week on average. And so now it's like, okay, how do we get that up to 7 without decreasing quality? So if we place this here, chat, and then we just accept that it gets destroyed. Oh. I guess lava physics and water physics are not the same. Yeah, interesting. That block is still not filled. Oh, do we have to place it, like, underneath the blocks here, maybe? Oh, I might be filling in some source blocks right now. Anyway, so now we remove these blocks. And I'm guessing that should... Yeah, the column's gone. Okay, so that's the secret. You place blocks up like this. And then kind of force it. Hey! Lava physics are not something you have to learn very often. But they're handy to know about. My fire resistance is 146. I should be very cautious of that, by the way. Anyone who suggests that I should be is correct. But yeah, just blocks right up to there. Let the lava seep in. And yeah, there's no extra lava being placed. It's just dealing with itself. Which is what I want to be able to say. So then we'll do the same, but not here, because I know it's not going to be fine here. We'll do the same like here, I guess. Let the lava flow this way. Hey, and it's gone and it's dealt with. And then over here, maybe. Yeah, this is... I guess you would do this before building a tunnel if you knew you were going to fill it with lava. Useful life pro tip right there. So again, we've got 1 minute and 1 second left. So I think we've got plenty of time to fill in the last of these offenders. Oh, I should have gone in the middle here. Yeah, that's much better. Now is probably the time to be getting out. If I've got 47 seconds, might be time for me to go. But it's too tempting to not just place a single block here. Solve a lot of problems myself. Oh yeah, okay, let's get out, chat. Let's get out. The lava is hot now. The lava's starting to feel hot. We've got to go. Oh no, am I going to make it? 26 seconds. If I'm not going to make it, I do just have to break out. Because that is preferable to a long and fiery death. But we can just run along this now. It's weird. It's weird to have a giant cube of lava like this. And just run to the side of it, but... It's by far not the weirdest thing in this world. I watched 216 this year. I do not remember watching that many. So does it sound right that you watched a Toy Cat video every other day? Because if so, then you have watched that many a year. I think a year is really an incomprehensible amount of time to do something daily. I started doing something like bi-weekly, chat. I started going for a run like bi-weekly, and it feels like I've been doing it forever, even though I started in like April or something. You know, like time when you're doing something you enjoy, a minute feels like a year. No, wait, a year feels like a minute, and when you're doing something you don't enjoy, a minute feels like a year. That's the Einstein quote, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, I'm not gonna buy anything from him. I could buy some sugarcane, chat. I'm running a little short on that these days, but I think we'll be good. How do I see my YouTube stats? I think it's only on your mobile app. You go to your profile, like the top right. It just showed up on my homepage for me, and then said, like, your favorite musician is Minecraft, followed by Lena Rain. And my favorite creator is IBX Toy Cat. Gotta say, love that guy. Okay, so that was a pretty good. That was a pretty good improvement. Again, I was just looking at this in my world. You know, actually, if you want to know something funny, the thing that inspired me to do this was a hate comment. I got a comment that said, Toy Cat, this doesn't, like, it was really angry. They're like, this doesn't make sense as global warming, you idiot. If it's global warming, then why is the ocean level going down? Global warming makes it go up. You know, and I was like, you know, that makes sense. Let's double down on the fact that they're drilling for lava, and that is draining the ocean. But yeah, okay, let's go. Also, John Minecraft makes some great songs. Yeah, John Minecraft is the man to be listening to. Also, it's been 5 years, and I realized I wasn't subscribed. Luckily, I was one of your geography channel. Have a good one. Hey! Laz Levance. I will have a good one. I've got an extra subscriber now. Haven't you heard? Yeah, I do think, weirdly looking back, one of the lost, you know, biggest missed opportunities of the channel probably was not spending more time on the second channel. I really did treat it as like, I do this whenever I want, and I still do. And now I think the right thing to do is that. I'm probably still going to look back in a certain number of years and say that. But I think there was a time where it was like, oh yeah, we did something that no one did. And it's weird how that is sometimes, that like... I guess what's weird is the difference between, like... It's weird that sometimes you can do something successful that is still for fun. And there's a question like, should you ever be doing things for fun? If everyone does things for fun, then the world has less cool things. Whereas it's the debate about art, right? If everyone could make art all day as their full-time living, and there's just no questions about it, would people enjoy that? Or is it better that art is recreation? You know, it's the thing about AI. Like, I want AI to do my dishes so I can, you know, make some whatever it is. Because, you know, like, doing the dishes is a hobby, but a bad hobby. Whereas writing is a hobby, but a good hobby. There's a lot of extra thought into that, actually, that I'm not going to touch into for now. Okay, so now what I'm thinking we're going to do is we're going to take a bunch of... I think we'll do the dripstone project next, chat. I think that... I think up here is going to need some redoing. I think just... Right now, it doesn't make any sense that I... Like, there's clearly not enough cauldrons here. There's clearly not enough dripstone here. And there's clearly not enough lava here. I think these are all very easily solvable problems. And if I solve them all, then I can get some more lava to take back with me. So it's they're solvable problems that I have an incentive to solve. So my first problem is if I put lava down, then the wood around here starts to burn. Chat, do you see this wood? It's burnt. So I guess I could remove the wood and replace it with something else. I think what it should be is... I think that feels wrong to do. Because the alternative is you can put lava right next to wood if the wood can never burn. Here's something I guess I've never learned and I've never heard anyone else tell me about Minecraft. It's something I just picked up by doing. Fire needs to exist on a block. Fire can't burn a block if it can't exist there. So lava next to a block is fine if the fire can never spread. So we could use this exact same logic for our wood over here. We just have to cover every single face of the wood in torches. Or we could just use cobblestone. I think we'll just use cobblestone. Especially for this little connection right here. I think just make this out of cobble. Because it's already slightly too thin. Like, it's one wide anyway. Why don't we just change that? Yeah, let's just change this. Let's just put a little bit of cobblestone here. Give it a little bit of a classic kind of vibe. I wonder how you're going to pull off 7 videos a week. My brain would break on the 5th video idea. Yeah, oddly, Dasher, my favorite part of YouTube is when I have enough time to spend, even just like, if you give me a day a week for video ideas, I would go crazy with joy. It's my favorite part of the process, but also the hardest part. But it's like, it's the most, it's so dumb to say this, and I think maybe I meant to hand in my keys as a creator for saying this. I don't do the dishes for fun. You know, I don't, you know, I don't, you know, let me pick a silly example. I don't refill my Minecraft cauldrons of lava for fun. Yet I do it anyway. I don't sit there lighting fires over and over again in RuneScape for fun. Yet I do it anyway. It's a different point, but I'm gonna stick with it anyway. So yeah, let's just destroy all of this, replace it with some cobblestone. Maybe a little bit of some, I think it might be good if we use a little bit of glass in here too, go for like a classic-y kind of OG build. I think this is a nice spot for one. Happy Streammas, says Kitsfay. Happy Streammas to you too. Oh, there's ladders here. Forgot about that. So I'll have this connect into the cobblestone. Like I'll have the cobblestone go like too wide here or something. It'll all work out, I'm sure. So this is my shulker box. It has cobblestone in there. And it also has oak logs and needs more oak logs. So it perfectly fits what we're doing here. Sometimes the dishes is the only time no one needs anything from me, says Villanelle, 1984. I legitimately feel that. I think everyone needs time where there is nothing asking for you. You know, this is a thing that phones kind of take away from your life sometimes. This is why people are like, phones are so poisonous. It's so nice not to have your phone. That kind of means like, and I'll concede it includes me here a little bit. What that kind of just means is like, yeah, when you have a phone, you feel obligated to check it. Like, I need to know if anything has happened. What if something has happened and I didn't know about it? That would be crazy. That would be bad. I'd need to know if something was happening that I need to know about. So yeah, these wooden buttons also can't burn. Yeah, I feel like there is a fun lesson on burning to be had from this. but I won't have it. Instead, I'll just take a second bucket, put it there, and then we can start grabbing these, and then putting them down above other cauldrons. So right now, the lava is very much backed up against that wall. Let's place more lava against it. Yeah, right here looks good to me. It feels so wrong that you can place lava on wood like this, but again, my logic is sound. As long as there's nowhere for the fire to go, it can't hurt me. It's not flawed logic. It's definitely not. So I think this is flowing there, which means... How do I know where there isn't lava, actually? A bit of a crisis to be having right now. So I'll place a block here, and then we'll see. Useful to know that fire can do that to you. Okay, so... Oh yeah, this is a useful lesson we're learning right here, chat. I hate how dark the lava cauldron is in VD. Is it super dark? Let me give it a peek. I guess I can't see one because I've successfully moved my lava. Okay, so I'm going to put dripstone on all sides of this cauldron. Or all sides of this farm. I think I should probably just move some of these orange glass blocks and turn... Yeah, I'll remove like one layer of it over here. So that this can be the dripstone instead. Maybe even a couple layers. If I did it like here is my dripstone wall or here is my dripstone wall, I think it would look a little bit tidier and cleaner. And then also we should consider how to get from our little cobblestone thing here down there. So if we're making this tunnel here anyway, or this new little thing, let's think about how we connect this into there. I think I should have properly thought about this before placing the blocks. But it seems like it works, actually. No, if I place a block there, it doesn't work. So we could place like a staircase going down here. Yeah, a bunch of cobble stairs going down there. So this would be block 1, this would be block 2, block 3, and then this block would get on my head and kill me. So I need to instead have the paths branch earlier, like here, and instead remove these blocks and just have this be too wide. Yeah, easy peasy. Got it moving good, chat. So yeah, look at this. We're making a new build right on top of my Let's Play house today. Well, not my Let's Play house, my cave house. But we all know that's the best house. The dramatic shadows in the evening are fun. Yeah, a lot of people like... It's amazing how many people are like, I don't like this, but then in the right circumstance, they're like, I like this. And that's what I think all change is. I think all change has moments where you're going to be like, oh, what is this and who is this for? And then there are moments where you're like, yeah, this is great. I am who this is for. That's who it is. I think that's like a natural part of like, when you like something, it's hard to know that you would ever like something better. Who is extracting the lava in this build? Me, Tujova. Is it wrong for me to extract the lava? Can you use a dispenser to extract the lava? I've always liked the cave house more. That's not just a fine opinion. I might even argue it's the correct opinion. I might even argue that. So yeah, this is all real nice. Now I'm going to go get some dripstone and probably some lava buckets too, actually. So fill these with those. Let's go lava ourselves up. So I've got myself way too much dripstone because I have a big old dripstone farm below my house. Before that, though, it was a real pain to ever get my hands on some. So it is nice to have these. Also, wow. I've got way more than I thought I did. That is a good problem to have. Now let's rationalize our bucket stacks, and let's rationalize the rest of this inventory. Also, like, you are the person who owns the lava factory. You're not Tujova. You've really lost me there. Dang, I forgot about auto crafting. You can also craft buckets and use a dispenser to get lava. Yeah, auto crafter. You know, see, that's an example. I'm guessing, David. You sounds like you're like, you know, Minecraft was better before they added these darn newfangled auto crafters to the game. But yeah, I'm excited. 30 more minutes before it gets acceptable, my body for me to go to sleep. Are you excited for sleep, Xavier? That's a crazy position. I don't know that anyone's meant to be excited for sleep. I feel like sleep is the I feel like sleep is... I don't know, like, the sleep is just, let's go lay down and do nothing for 9 hours. It's the... I almost resent my body for making me sleep. It's like, can you not take 1 day off sleeping? Do you know, there's nothing else I do every day without fail. No routine can last throughout everything. Like, you know, I can tell myself I'll brush my teeth after every meal. I'm gonna have like a 60% success rate if I try. I can tell myself that, like, oh yeah, so I think that it's really important that I go for a run every Saturday. And then I've got about 55% success rate on that too. You know, sleep though, I don't even want to. 100% success rate. You know, if I ever get a dick or so, there's a ton in here, but I think 50 will probably do it. No, let's go for the 60. I think I want all of these blocks, so let's go for all of these blocks. Let's also check that the spider farm is working. It is. I've got 5 string. That's enough for me for now. Bet you pee every day, says David Solomano. Oh, that's a good one actually. So, yeah, you're probably right. You could go a day without peeing, but it'd be harder than a day without sleeping. I've gone days without eating before. It feels like... I think... You know what's weird is... there's this thing of, like, deliberately laying on a bed of spikes. And it's interesting because it fits this, like, wider trend that I think is very... It's very true about basically everything. Everything that feels bad when you first start doing it will eventually feel good unless it is really breaking you. I'm glad you choose to breathe every day. Okay, you know what? Also, when you go to sleep, you die and a new person wakes up. Yeah, that is... I think that's a very rational fear. I think that every day your consciousness ends and then the next day it starts again. But there is no proof, there's no evidence that it's the same person on both sides. And to some extent, this is like a silly semantical argument. Like, what difference does it make? Why does it matter? That is a bunch of powdered snow. I should not have that over here. I don't know why I even do have it over here, to be honest with you. So I guess I could put it, like, inside this farm, and that would be silly. And I'd have to run around the farm on... Yeah, I guess it'd be just as silly as the rest of this, so... If I put some dripstone here, then I'll put all my snowier snow on the other side of it, and it'll make the mountain look more pretty, I guess. So just move all of these blocks, all of these buckets with me right now. Okay, so messy inventory, we'll sort it out. But now we put some blocks over here, and and oh yeah, perfect. You can pick block, chat. Life-changing moment to realize. But, also, isn't it crazy that buckets don't automatically stack themselves together? And you can't even force them to? Oh. Yeah, the buckets aren't stacking. You have to manually move them. Terrible. Hate it. It's fascinating to me that sleeping is the only thing you have to pretend to do before you do it. I need to express this to the world. Because I feel like I was a pretty amateur sleeper, and I think I got pretty, like, competitive. I think I went from being, like, you know, noob sleeper to pro sleeper in my 20s. I started it by being like, yeah, the way sleep works is you shut your eyes, and then the next morning you wake up. If you go to sleep and you can't shut your eyes because your brain is spinning, then who's to say what you got then? Okay, so let's get a bunch of blocks over here. Good. Stack them up. Yeah, this is how we want it to go. It's going to be a real mess when we get to these blocks here, so we're going to have to really place them first and then see what happens later. Also, can you place dripstone on snowy snow? You can't. It makes sense, but it's also confusing. So now, right below where it's dangerous, break the blocks above me. And then we'll get this to come up right with me. So that the moment I break this block, I can place this in its place. Go. There. And then we'll do the same thing right next to it. So this is a bit weird, chat. I'll fully concede that. I also don't like taking damage every time I fall. But I think this is the design of the farm I'm going with. Or it's the design I went with and then kind of copped out of. So let's properly commit, you know? If we're gonna do something, let's at least not half-ass it. Casual versus ranked sleeping type. Yeah, I feel like I went from being a casual into being like, you know, competitive sleeper. So, okay, here's what I learned, right? At first I just figured like, yeah, you shut your eyes and then eventually you go to sleep. Nah, that's what you do if you're a casual. That's the equivalent of saying, yeah, you defeat the dragon by spending 12 hours getting diamond armor, and then, you know, you go in there and then you gotta like take down her crystals. And it's like, no. Someone has misled you into making you think this is harder than it is, and also way more effort than it is. So here's how you become a ranked sleeper. First of all, good sleep hygiene. Make sure the bedroom is the room you only sleep in. It's not the room where you wake up and spend time on your phone. It shouldn't be the room where you watch TV in bed or whatever else like that. If you want to be a competitive sleeper, the sleep room is the sleep room, and when you're in the sleep room, your body knows I should be sleeping. The smaller your apartment, the more of a struggle this can be. But that is the big pro tip right there. Try to make your bedroom, even though it sucks, because in a lot of places your bedroom is the only place where you can have maybe like a private space, or it's the only space where you can have like you know, like darkness, or there's a lot of reasons why you might not want your room to be that, but if you do, that's the first big pro tip. Second pro tip, genuinely, you just think of black. Think of a black screen, perfectly black, and then you focus on that. Third pro tip, you gotta like breathe really slowly. If you don't stress on your breathing too much, just like breathe in and breathe out. You know, be one of those weird, you know, people doing one of those breathing exercises, because it is important. You know, you breathe in, and then also I'm just continuously taking damage. Can I jump up that? Yeah, I can. Perfect. So now let's put some more lava down. I've got a ton, and so jump here. So I don't think I placed lava here yet. I haven't placed lava over here yet. I think at that point it is going to spill off the edge, which is going to cause me problems, but again, not a problem just yet. And then we'll go over past one extra block. Ouch, ouch, ouch. And we'll place lava there. And then lava there. And then, yeah, more lava, more better. Which means more lava over there. And in theory, we could just make a perfect lava surface for this later. But for now, at least, that gives us a lot more growth space right here, right now. And now we can walk into this via the snowier snow. I actually like the idea of the mountain, of all of this being hidden behind a bunch of powdered snow, but that's a trickier idea. And then, now we got another lava. Let's crouch our way towards it. I think I probably should just lower the floor by a block, but I'm not going to just yet. Now I've got another lava, I can place it back up there. Nice, we did a thing, and the thing worked. When does that ever happen in Minecraft? Never, I tell you. Yeah, hello Toycat and Toychat, hope you're all desert well. I am doing desert well, thank you for asking. Also, yeah, I think that we need more lava here. That's my... I think I put lava there, though, it's going to do bad things. So I'll just, for now, I'll put the lava, like, there. It's a good spot. Shouldn't flow too dangerously. Should get me more lava. So now we're going to make this cobblestone area here work correctly. So place a few blocks over there, maybe. No, we'll leave this open and exposed to the air. Let's now make this, but with every other block, or every, like, third block being a window. So this wouldn't have any windows. But this would be one. That doesn't make any sense, though, so we'll just seal that off and make this the window. And then on this side, we don't need windows, but we'll go for them anyway. No window, no window, no window. Window, window, no window, window. Yeah, perfect. And the same thing, but over here. Chat, wonderful. I think we now just need to go grab some, like, glass. And we'll have done something wonderful here. Also, yeah, I think Xavier says Toycat just said we should stop watching streams in bed. Yeah, genuine. You know, like, I think that your sleep is probably more important than watching this stream. I know I'm probably meant to say like, oh no, watching this stream is more important than eating and sleeping. And I hope that you would find there to be some value to watching these. Do you freeze if you're in a cauldron with this? Let's find out, chat. I take prescription sleep meds and I still don't sleep. I've spoken to a lot of people who have struggle sleeping, and I think there's three camps to fall into. Because I think bad sleep begets bad sleep. If you spend all day tired, the weird thing about tiredness is people think it's a consistent state, because when you feel tired, you feel like you are tired all the time, blah, 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 blah. But my experience with it, if you're really trying to objectively measure, it's like hunger. It comes in pangs. Your body gives you a big reminder, go and do this right now. And if you haven't done it in 20 minutes, there's no point in keeping reminding you. It's like the seatbelt sign, or the seatbelt like ding on cars. If you haven't put your seatbelt on, it eventually stops dinging, and then comes back in like 5 minutes, because you will get used to a constant sensation. You don't get used to the constant change. So your body is like you have tiredness that comes in waves. And so the moment you go to bed, right now I just had a little mini wave of tiredness. The moment you go and shut your eyes and go to bed, you might feel like you're tired, but then you'll be like, if I'm so tired, why am I not sleeping? And your brain will start to race, and you'll start to like undo that thing. Like you'll undo all the progress you just made, which is a shame. But I want to watch the stream when it happens. See, right? I'm glad that some people make that cool, but it is, technically speaking, a bad cool. Also, let's make some cauldrons. I need some more. This is a good way to get some more. And then we'll also grab another 30 to make buckets with. I don't know if I need the buckets, but I'll make them anyway, you know. What time is it for you, Toycat? Great question, Cove the Jedi. It's 8:39 p.m. in the UK. World's best time zone. World's time zone that you should know the best, really. So I think we make 8 of these, and then we make 10 of these. It's a lot of buckets to bring back home to me, but I'm going to need a lot of buckets where I'm going. Bad decisions make for great stories. Yeah, that is also a useful life lesson. Should that bring us back around to gambling, actually? And Sony, are you still here? I assume you're still here, and you know, the way I've got my chat set up where I can only see like 8 messages at a time, it's like sometimes really good, but sometimes it's me, you know, like maybe there's a message from 12 messages back that's better than we invented time, says Kit's Fate. You know, actually, that's a good message. We did invent time. Rule Britannia, Britannia, rule the waves. Britons will never be slaves. I mean, except to the system, man. When's the morning European time zone for the morning folks? So yeah, David, I'm glad you asked. I don't think I've announced this anywhere yet, because I came up with it a couple of hours ago, and no, I mentioned it in Q&A Saturday, which I just recorded before this. Or Q&A Friday, actually, chat. What a crazy day. I think next Tuesday I'm going to be streaming all day. It used to be so important to make videos on the day of an update. I think I've now, especially drops, no one cares. No one cares about drops. Drop comes out, what's that? Is that like a, you know, like within, it's like it's become a much more niche thing to know and care, I guess. Which is sad in its own way. But, you know, running your own business means working out not what you want to, you know, you have to know, you have to actually know, like, what people want, not what people say they want. Talk about this all the time. There's a huge difference. Oh, WTF, bro? I have a Christmas lunch and stuff in the morning. On a Christmas lunch on the day of the Mounts of Mayhem drop? What are you doing? It's terrible news. So by placing stairs all the way here, by the way, perfectly nailed the number I need, I can now get into here just fine. And it should be the only path through, I think. Yeah, I don't know what I actually want to do as far as, like, dirt or stone blocks around these parts. So for now, I'll just place some dirt there and there. And then, do I need to place my lava here? Probably not. I'll bring the lava where I'm going. It will be better appreciated there. And all of this can fill itself up later. Perfect. So is that all the lava that grew while I was doing this? Yes, yes it is. So we'll get more dripstone. We'll finish this another time. Wow, classic Toy Cat right there. And yeah, I like this. I think the upgrade to cobblestone was a good upgrade. I think maybe these blocks should be something though. I'll make them into stone, you know, just to be a little derivative. And then we'll also make a stone block over... Maybe like here. This being too wide feels wrong to me. So we just place a stone block right there. Everything makes perfect sense. Okay, what I want to see is more Reforged content, sadly. Yeah, I'm the same. Like, I am excited by what I'm seeing with Reforged, but not enough to actually load up the game and play it. What I would tell you I want to play is some Reforged. But am I going to do it? Apparently not. I plan on showing up at some point on Tuesday. No, Dasher, you can't say you want the streams to be earlier, and then when I set the stream 6 hours earlier than normal, you don't show up. If it's Tuesday the 9th, I don't think you're streaming all day. Oh, it looks like I checked my calendar. I'm definitely streaming. I definitely can stream all day. Why do they do drops on Tuesdays rather than the weekends, says Dan Mahoney. There is logic to this. Do you want to know it? You want me to give you the lore? Why do updates come out on a Tuesday? It's good lore. I like explaining it. It's because video games come out on Tuesdays. And video games come out on Tuesdays because they used to come out on Fridays, figuring the weekend's coming, people want to play games. But it'd be tricky to get the distribution ready for a Friday. So Tuesday was there so that they have like 3 days to get ready for the weekend when the peak in sales comes. Because if something comes out on Friday, people who are there just for the sake of being day one get mixed in with people who are there just because it's the weekend. And so it's kind of the same with Minecraft updates. There's a huge peak in people who care about Minecraft updates 3 days after an update comes out. Because a bunch of people don't play Minecraft till the weekend. Or a bunch more people play Minecraft at the weekend, at least. I've been trying to help you associate the pain in my broken jaw. It's like someone's punching me in the same place, my jaw constantly. Been that way for 3 weeks. You know what, Polly? I direct you to my comment that eventually pain becomes like, yeah, at least fascinating. So if you really focus on the pain, eventually you can be like, yeah, this is like a therapy. This is the punching in the face therapy. This is one of those things where Augustus Caesar used to announce the new Roman card games on Tuesday. Is that real? See, that I genuinely do not know, David. I wanna play a new Roman card game. Honestly, isn't it wild that, a deck of cards, there needs to be someone out there who's like, yeah, every week, brand new game, let's play it. Speaking of cards, I've got a fun announcement coming soon, but I still can't share it yet, chat. I'm a believer in don't talk, until you have something. But there will be some talking soon. There's a lot of projects that take a long time. Like Dasha was saying earlier, like how coming up with 7 video ideas a week. First of all, kind of cheating because actually I said it. I would say it's kind of cheating because there's the Let's Play and there's Seed Sunday and actually those ideas all fail without enough content to justify them. So there is actually a bit of truth. I guess also proof. There's a little bit of, something to that. So let's start placing some lava. Just the minimum amount of lava to make things continue to work. Which is maybe a good sign that I should go fill my shulker box with lava again. I'm so old I play solitaire with a deck of cards on a table. Yeah, I think this is a sign that I'm what's it called? Like a cusper, a zillennial. I literally, if you gave me an infinite amount of time and a deck of cards on a desert island, I don't think I would be able to make solitaire fun for myself. I just don't think I could do it. I'm fascinated by the idea that it is a real thing and not just a computer thing. There's my too young for you moment. Okay, so we'll lava bucket up. Because if we lava bucket up the cauldron now, or the thing now, then at least there'll be more growing when I go to get the rest of these. So it's smart to harvest the lava sooner rather than later, is what I'm saying. So fill it up one more time. And then this next round is what I'll go and put specifically on and in the lava river. I finished a couple games of solitaire with just the cards. Yeah, I guess this is maybe it is a common experience, and I'm just missing out on it. But yeah, there's No More Sky Glue, says Brittany No Name. Hey, Brittany No Name. If you watch the latest Sky Glue, I talk about it a little bit. But if you don't watch the latest Sky Glue, then you prove some of the point about why there is no more Sky Glue. I'm sorry to say. Yeah, see, that's the, what's the word? Hidden and revealed preferences. There's a lot of preferences that we're not willing to share. And one of the reasons why you need to have... I'm just going to put a piece of orange stained glass here. I don't know what I was planning to do with this. I have oh, sorry. Ooh, there's a sign there. So just place some orange glass here and there. Life is good. Okay, back to the lava placing. Yeah, I think one of the reasons why you can't have like a command economy, despite what the Soviets and, you know, a lot of Eastern Europe felt that one time, is because no matter how benevolent. I was like, benevolent is definitely the opposite, but it sounds like the word I want to say. No matter how benevolent you are, you don't actually understand what people want. Even if you ask people really nicely with no threats whatsoever, even if you don't threaten to imprison them if they say the wrong thing, which, to be clear, you know, you gotta threaten people a little bit if you're in a command-style economy. But, you know, like, even if you don't threaten people and you genuinely just ask people, what should we make? A lot of people have preferences they won't admit, and a lot of people have preferences they don't even know. You know, the hidden preference is one that you don't want to share. There are lots of things that there's lots of things I like that I'm kind of a bit ashamed of liking, you know? You know, I do feel some shame whenever I watch a body cam video. I'm like, oh yeah, this is, I felt real shame that I liked the popular MMOs video. It's like, this is a guy who's down on his luck and it's become entertainment. But I watched it. It got more views than a great documentary about how, you know, like, actually avocados are poison and we're killing the planet with them. It got way more of my attention than this great, you know, than anything good that came out. So how about we don't talk about things we like but are ashamed of? Okay, fine. You know, actually, on a similar note, I was thinking about, a lot of people say like, oh, you're very open and honest, Toy Cat. And it's like, that is something that, like, I actively try to be. But I was thinking about it because I feel like I'm pretty comfortable telling people most things. Even, I feel pretty comfortable telling people most things. Even, like, you know, the car mechanics story, I was actively telling people, like, I'm pretty sure I got ripped off, but let me explain it to you exactly as it's happening. It's kind of, like, rough, because, no, I think, that's an example of, like, something where even if it has happened, I'm still not going to tell most people, like, oh yeah, I got scammed, because then that's like a moral judgment on me. I look, you know, to anyone who hears that story who can scam me, they know I'm an easier scam target now, apparently. And then going a layer deeper, it's like, also, you want people to think that you're awesome and really cool and fun, and that that people love you and, you know, that you are so beloved, and, you know, being scammed goes against that. No one likes to concede they got scammed. And it's also just like a negative story, right? No one wants to share a super negative experience. So, but, you know, at the same time of sharing stuff like that, you know, maybe that a lot of people wouldn't feel comfortable sharing. Also, I need more glass. I need a lot more glass. Like, a lot more glass. I could place these first and then everything else later. But I'm still going to need the glass to be able to do that. I don't know if I even should be placing all this underneath the glass. Did you see the new Reforge update? It's a fun one. Yeah, title update 5, right? But first of all, love the TU system. You know, if I've got this many days, maybe we should stream some Reforge. If I genuinely don't stream Reforge by the end of Streamless, it is a sign of my revealed preference, by the way, chat. But yeah, it's like, my goal is to try and be on, but I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I had a story that I was thinking about, and I was like, that would require me telling chat I had diarrhea. And I was like, do I want to tell chat that I have diarrhea? Weirdly, there's no good reason for me not to. You know, like, it doesn't actually... it's not actually a... it's a very normal human state. By telling people, some number of people will, like, understand, like, oh, yeah, it is normal. There's a lot of benefits to sharing that. But there is something inside of me, something in my... Also, ooh, would have almost lost some buckets. Oh, there's so many buckets just hanging out on the ground down here. But also, by sharing it, there's just something in me that's like, you are not meant to share that, Toy Cat. You will be... Everyone... No one likes someone who talks all day about their bowel movements. That is disclassful. And then I realized, oh yeah, there's a lot of things that people feel that way about. There's a lot of things where you are only meant to say so much. A lot of people who only want you to say so much, at least. Everyone has it at some point. I don't know that that's true. I feel like, everyone sleeps every day, or most days. I think there's some people who have probably gone a lifetime without it. I remember being, like, 11, and my cousin being like, I have diarrhea. And I was like, what's diarrhea? I'm confused. And he was like, bottom gravy. And I was like, that'd be weird for gravy to come out of your bottom. I genuinely, I still didn't get it. I feel like that is the most you can explain it to someone. And I still was like, but like, I don't, what is that? How'd that happen then? Did you eat some gravy granules and some hot water? Also, I think that, can the fire burn the sign? I assume not. Nothing disturbs after the Mexican bus story. Yeah, the Mexican bus story, the rat story, we got some classic stories in the repertoire, huh? I think that's the upside of, I think about this a lot. Like, if you want to become a comedian, you need to live like a decade of life, because stories like that will happen like once a year. But if you do more than one stand-up special or joke a year, then you're not going to be able to like pick the best ones of them, really reflect on it, etc. You have told us about peeing your pants on a bus. To be clear, I didn't pee my pants in the end. I tried to pee my pants on the bus. I was that desperate that I tried to. Just again, let's make sure everyone has this story right. I'm not a pee my pants on the bus by accident kind of guy. I'm a try to do it on purpose and fail type of guy. Which actually, that's way worse now that I think about it. So I need some glass, and I need some signs. Let's go get some of them. Oh, cholera is an amazing dish from the Swiss canton of Wallis. I don't want to eat a dish called cholera. Hate to tell you. Currently eating a bowl of oatmeal. Please don't tell me about your diarrhea. Okay, Johnny Woodstock, I will stop talking about diarrhea. What's the deal with Ovaltine? What is the deal with Ovaltine? Cosplaying cholera. I imagine back in the day, I'd have been so screwed. There's pills that can just make it go away now. Back in the day, you'd be like, yeah, I think I'm dying. You don't even have your phone to scroll while you feel like you're dying on the inside. That's my one time where I'm like, I can scroll any social media for as long as I like. Is during the rough times, chat. You're our hero, Mr. Cat. Thank you. The only one who's brave enough to pee on a bus, or to try to pee my pants on a bus. Only I will do that for you, internet. And I'll tell you about it. I won't herocize. I won't make myself into a hero. But yeah, I can't believe. It's crazy. It's like yeah, I can't tell this one. You ever tried peeing while you're like inside? Anyway, the point here is that like there's a lot of things that you assume that you just can't do. And so if you ever try to do them, you realize like, oh no, I am broken. Okay, so let's talk about gambling. There's a lot of people who do that for cash. Yeah, the Mexican bus story was extra rough because I could not pee. If you want my honest version of it. The stream you fooled us to yesterday had a torch desert. Oh, that's fun. I remember I saw chat asking if he had one, but I thought it was like a, oh yeah, like you definitely don't sort of deal. It's fun that he did. Okay, so glass and bamboo. I think I have to go all the way to my other house for that. Also, I didn't put my cauldrons down. Amateur mistake, chat. I also want to make some copper lanterns. And probably some regular lanterns, too. I've got the regular lanterns. Let's just bring some of those with me. And yeah, we'll be good. Inside what? Anyway, yeah, so on the subject of favorite colors, David. No, I think that yeah, everyone's tried. Everyone's tried. If you haven't tried, you're doing life wrong. The Asda Man has 2 minutes to not be late. Hope the Asda Man is on time. Okay, so the weird thing about my story. Okay, let's talk about gambling. I've been promising Anne and Sony for an hour now. We've come back to gambling. Let's do it right now. I think gambling is a lot of fun. I think that it deliberately. I think chance is one of the natural things that makes life enjoyable, and I think one of the reasons I like video ideas so much is kind of like there is no such thing as a video idea that will get guaranteed views. You can literally take a video that has 10 million views, take every single part of it, reconstruct it yourself, and better, and that video is not guaranteed to get views. Because there's a little bit of like right place, right time behind a good idea. Every now and then a video from way back gets successful, and every now and then the reverse happens. That a video I know is going to do great doesn't do great, because you know it's all gambling. And it's the thing that drives a lot of people insane about YouTube. It's the thing that makes a lot of people want to quit, and does a lot worse too, if we're being honest. But the gambling aspect of YouTube is really, really good. The gambling aspect of YouTube is one of the things that is delightful and also so dangerous about it. Because I think this is true for every anything that has a degree of entrepreneurship to it. You have to know what gambles are worth taking and what gambles are not. And so casino's kind of a gamified version of that. Every gamble in a casino is not worth taking on a factual level, but you get to feel like you're making smart choices or not. In the same way that, the only correct thing to do if you're playing Pokemon and you want to have the right... If you want to have the best, time playing Pokemon, the right thing to do... if you want to have the right time... playing, Call of Duty. The way you do that is you turn off the game and you go play one that is less after your money and less built from AI or whatever the heck, right? Also, let's put some of these down over here. More cauldrons is more better after all. So, okay. And then, also I guess this corner is meant to have cauldrons and does not, which is something I should fix. So right here, cauldrons all the way. All the way to here, where we stop it, and then right back over there. And then now we'll put the dripstone. I guess we could just put dripstone here and it would look cool. It would fit the theme. It's a bit confusing that it's covered in that, but we'll ignore it for now. And then we'll go put the rest of the dripstone on the edges here. And everything will look a bit nicer. I'm not a fan of gambling at all, unless it's zero real-life stakes like a video game. Oh, that's why I say you gotta pick an amount where you're like, genuinely, this is my entertainment budget. Like, no one walks out of a movie saying, oh, I'm $10 poorer than when I started that. So you have to, kind of pick the same level of, what is the maximum where if this goes horribly wrong, your life is not a disaster. You have to be smart about that, I think. Okay, so, yeah. Okay. Are these growing, or am I just doing them differently? Also, I need to put a block here of some form. I'll just use an orange stained glass for now. It'll do the job, technically. Yep, beautiful. And now I can start placing more lava. But I've actually built the lava farm, which is more than I can say for the last 5 years since they added that ability. Although this block is now missing one, so let's go put one up. Depends on the movie. Losing money to me is never fun. But then, do you enjoy, you are losing money every time you go to the grocery store. Honestly, I kind of don't like grocery shopping. So I have to go in to buy fun stuff. Buying meals at the grocery store makes me a bit sad. I'm like, I'm not even that excited for this. And it's going to cost me how much? I have those moments, you know? So yeah, a little bit too much dripstone. It doesn't even make sense that it's too deep here. I'm going to place the dripstone anyway and hope for the best. Now, this should work perfect. Okay, so the orange stained glass could be a good fit for here, but it looks a bit too modern. So instead I'll use regular old glass. Make a nice wide window out here. And then glass, glass, glass. That shouldn't be glass. This should be glass. Perfect. Yeah, I feel like this needs like smooth stone slabs for the top. You know, to really get that like OG build feeling. Let's go put some smooth slabs on the top. Let's go do that for ourselves. We're worth it. Yeah, let's go do it. Let's go get some slabs. Well, they've been called actually. Smooth stone isn't. I think that actually they might be called smooth stone slabs. I think I might be using gamer terminology that's correct. I need groceries to live, though. You need entertainment to live. I mean, factually, no, but you don't need groceries to live either. Like, you can go to a food bank. You can, you know, you can eat the very cheapest groceries. Like, Yes, Watcher by Aaron Sheriff is playing, my new favorite track. Yeah, we put the music back on for the Cut the Rope stream. It is a nice thing just to have there in the background. See what songs we get. See if we get lucky or not. So yeah, let's go grab some smoother stone. Unfortunately, the so-called Mexican bus story makes very little sense based on what we've been able to glean solely from this thread. Anyone able to give a short synopsis? 666 Rivers, just for you. I will give you the Mexican bus story. Again, for legal reasons. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so during COVID, this is unnecessary preamble. During COVID, you could not enter the United States if you were a European who had been in Europe, or if you were anyone, non-Europeans included, if you had been in Europe in the last 2 weeks. Actually, no, Americans must have been exempt from that legally. Anyway, so Europeans could not enter the US because all of them have been in Europe in the last 2 weeks. However, I needed to be in the US. If you follow my life arc, you'll know why. But I needed to be in the US, and so I had to spend 2 weeks outside of a filthy European country. I'm only slightly exaggerating when I say filthy European is how they describe it. So, as I needed to be outside, as I needed to be in a non-European country, the country that I picked was Mexico, to Cabo San Lucas. It was a reasonably affordable Airbnb, and it was in like a fun little tourist town traditionally that wasn't getting a bunch of tourists. So it was like a really interesting spot, in my opinion. Yeah, I need a proper connection from here to there. Maybe like wood or something like that. Logs. It does look pretty nice though, so I'll give it that. Okay, so I needed to. I stayed in a really cute little tourist town, and so because it was a tourist town, they had all sorts of tourist activities. One of those was go into the desert, an hour outside of the city, go and make some tequila, or at least drink some tequila. Oh no, it was ride a bike in the desert for like 2 hours. Then drink some tequila. Riding the bike in the desert for 2 hours was hard. You know, like I guess like when you're an adult and you start to choose like activities, you realize that like, oh, people who choose fitness are good at fitness. If you're not good at fitness and when you are the least athletic person in your class, you still have to do PE. If you're the least athletic person in the you know, the group activity, you stop doing those group activities. So as an adult, if you go running or if you do anything, you are more likely to be in the bottom percentile. But actually, without realizing that you're actually beating all the people who aren't there. If you ever get those feelings like me, now you know. Anyway, so why are there no smooth stone stairs? Anyway, so I was in the desert and I did a 2-hour bike ride, and then as you can probably imagine, I'm dehydrated as heck. It's the desert, and I'm riding a bike way harder than I know how to. It was a non-e-bike in the desert on sand up hills. I don't know what I was thinking when I booked it, I guess, actually. I was struggling. I was like not quite the very back, but I was basically the back of the group. There were people there like, yeah, I do this all the time. And it's like, you smug bastard. Anyway, so I do this whole thing. It's like I do my little bike ride in the desert. And then after, it's time to drink some tequila with my good friends that I've just met. And I also drink a lot of water during this, as you can imagine, because I've been cycling in the desert for 2 hours. And then, you know, I used the bathroom just before we go. But then, like, oh, all of a sudden, bus back home is here. Okay, nice to meet you. Guess I'll be on my bus back to Cabo now. Easy peasy. But there is a problem. There was an additional issue with this internet. Because you see, as delightful as this idea was, I have a smaller than normal bladder, and this is like an hour-and-a-half bus back to Cabo. I think the name is Cabo. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. But as I'm on this bus, going back with my copious tequila that I've been drinking and my newfound friends that we all suffered through with, like 20 minutes into the journey, I'm like, oh no, I need to pee again. Oh no, I need to use the bathroom once more. And I'm on a bus for at least another hour. This is bad, but it's manageable. I'm not going to drink any more water, and I'm just going to focus on something else. Get my phone out, do whatever I need to do. So, I'm on this an hour to go, and it's bad, but it's chill, it's fine, it's whatever it is. Okay, and then so everything's fine, chat. I'm on this bus. There's an hour to go, but like I can hold it for an hour. Who can't? But I don't know if anyone else is like this. Like, especially the first few drinks really activate my bladder. And the once you've used the bathroom once, as I thought I was smart for doing before I left, using the bathroom once seems to have been the worst decision that I could have made. Because another 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh dear God, I'm gonna blow. I can't not pee anymore. I peed half an hour ago, but I need to right now. And I'm like, oh God, what can I do? Nothing. I look at the bus driver, and we're in the middle of nowhere. We're in the desert. There's no, like, pull up. And it's like, okay, then. This is rough, but it's where I'm at. I am in the desert. I need to pee. I have this water bottle with me. You know, it's got some water in it, and I'm not drinking anymore. It's not gonna get me home. Another 10-minute passes, and I'm like, yep. I need to. There's 50 minutes. I'm peeing on this bus, and so I start doing a tactical look around. I'm like, clearly, internet. What I need to do here is I desperately am going to need to, you know, I'm going to need to find a way to pee in this bottle eventually. You know, there's 50 minutes left in this bus ride. No way I'm making it otherwise. I'm looking around. The guy behind me is asleep because I'm not at the very back. Everyone ahead of me is like, you know, like a little tired or whatever else. I'm like, okay, so there's one person here, maybe, that would see me, but he's definitely asleep. If he's not asleep, he's not gonna call me out, hopefully. So there's one guy here, and he is asleep. That's all. We're all good. I think to myself, if it comes to it, we're gonna have to do that. But it's not gonna come to it. Hold on. And so I start holding on to the point where, you know, like when you need to pee, and at first it's like, just don't open the bladder. But after a while, you have to hold your bladder tight. You are sure the moment you let go, it's just going to naturally relieve yourself. And I do that for as long as I can before my body is like, yeah, you are going now. It is you are going now voluntarily, or we are going to, like my pelvic floor or whatever was so strong. My, what is the name for that? Those muscles were so worked out. And eventually they're like, we're giving up, mate. You gotta pee in this bottle. There's half an hour left in this bus ride or something like that at this point. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going for it. I've got the bottle. I chug the water because I have to. It's the only. I'm not gonna pee in that water. I need this full bottle if it's gonna work. I do a real scan around, and I look for like a minute. See, is anyone gonna look back at any of this? As I chug my water, no one is. As I'm looking around, no one is. And then, get this right. I'm in this desperate mode where my body is so relieved that I can finally let go of the pressure on my bladder. I've got the bottle down there, and honestly, it's a little if the guy behind does wake up, he is seeing me, and he's gonna have some real issues. I might be going to a Mexican prison tonight. Kegels, yeah, my Kegel muscles. But as I finally let go, my body's like, no, you can't pee in public. I'm a shy peer. I don't have the ability to do it in public. If someone is looking at me, I cannot pee. I have been desperate, and I've been at I've even been like in a bathroom hearing voices. If I hear voices outside the bathroom, I can't pee. If I think someone is looking at me, or if I think someone is around me, I can't do it. And on this bus, even though the only person who could see me is asleep, I can't do it. I'm in so much pain, and I've never realized this is a state you can be in before, where you're telling your body, let go, let the floodgates go, but I'm just not able to do it, chat. I'm just not able to tell my body to actually let those floodgates open. And so I'm just, it's intensely painful. That is not a fun feeling. Pro tip, don't try it. You're not going to enjoy it. But I have these incredibly intensely painful feelings. And then I'm like, and then I put the bottle away, and I'm like, this is sad, but we're only 20 minutes away now. I can make it there in no time. And then after holding for a while, I'm like, I can't hold this anymore. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to tell my body to just pee, and then I'm gonna put it in the bottle afterwards. That's gonna be how this have to works. I'm gonna have to start peeing myself, and then move it into the bottle. It's the only way this is gonna go. It's the only way this is gonna work. Anyway, chat. Let me just say, I did not like how this story ended. Okay, so there's a story about peeing. You know what? Also, Johnny Woodstock, I swear we have stories about things that aren't bodily functions on this channel. Peeing in a cup over a toilet is hard enough. Anxiety for the win. I don't know if it's anxiety. Or maybe it is anxiety. I do think, okay, this is my hot take. I think that ADHD is over self-diagnosed on the internet, and anxiety is if not under self-diagnosed, at least underdiagnosed. People will look for an ADHD diagnosis because there is an easy thing you can do with it. There is a solution once you have one. I got a friend who's like, yeah, I actually, I have a doctor who referred me for it, and I'm really grateful because it means I can get these, you know, like there is a benefit, so people are more likely to do it. Whereas the inverse of that is like, I think anxiety is it's very common. I think everyone has some, I think not everyone, but I think a lot of people have something that resembles that, and they don't realize it, or they don't. At least they don't get the, you know, in the same way that many people will realize, like, well, if I have attention deficit problems, then I should, you know, like do this for myself. I should look up ways that I will help. I think people are way less useful with like anxiety for themselves. Like being anxious about lots of things in life is normal. And I think that like in the same way that like, you know, autism is a spectrum, whatever else is a spectrum, I think anxiety is a spectrum, is way underappreciated. Let the floodgates open. What a terrible situation, damn. See, with the hindsight of now, it's like, yeah, here's the solution to this. You go to the bus driver and you say, no matter how awkward it is, I'm sorry, man, I am going to pee in this bottle if you don't let me off this bus. And then the bus driver says, okay, we'll pull over. And then we go into the desert. There's going to be a pullover lane. And I pee in the desert where it's fine. My life, I think I would have been mortified at the time. And it would have been way less funny for story, though. So I think in a way, you could argue my not willingness to do that. You could argue that's like the mildest level of anxiety, right? Or at least a level of anxiety. Maybe the mildest is being too cruel to it. But it's, I think like, you know, the learning moment from that, if you really want to take one, is that like, yeah, a lot of times you will do quite irrational things because you are worried about. Also, all of these signs, oh no, it goes sideways here. A lot of people do some really irrational things because of their worry of inconveniencing people in a way where you can accidentally inconvenience people more. You know, if that peeing bus story happens to 100 different people, eventually someone is waking up from their nap and seeing a peeing receptacle in a bottle, and they're not going to like it as much as they would like if the bus just stopped and then they did stuff. My doctor diagnosed with anxiety while I was getting my ADHD diagnosis. Wouldn't have thought I had a diagnosable quantity, but I also cried trying to leave the house today, so... Yeah, it's, I do think, like, there are anti-anxiety drugs, but I don't think they're, like... I don't know, like, in my opinion, like, if there was an anti-anxiety drug that worked like alcohol, I spoke about this in a recent members only Let's Play, but, like, I had this realization the first time I drank that, like, oh, yeah, you can just... Sorry, felt too fitting to not to take a sip there. If you know, like, it's like, oh, yeah, you can have none of those. What is the... you know, you can have none of those like regretful thoughts, those anxious thoughts that hold you back. And there's a lot of times where you probably need those anxious thoughts holding you back, where it's probably would be a good idea if you did. But there's also times where it's not. I don't know why Sky Glue is meant to end yet. I don't think. Yeah, Sky Glue's not over. I'm just taking a break, just to clarify. Toycat is a great content creator, but a bad content creator. I make bad stories. I go through bad things so I can tell the stories, internet. You're welcome. There's a chance I have anxiety since I panic over literally everything. Mind a bit of paperwork. Panic. Order something online. Panic. Call to make an appointment. Panic. Yeah, I think the phone call thing is the, like, I was saying, like, yeah. Again, I'm not saying I have. I think this is where people get tricked up, where it's like binary state on off. I think like my personality is like naturally. If I really want to think about this, I think what we describe societally as anxiety is a little bit of being receptive to your own and everyone else's needs quite well, and realizing that if you do this wrong, you might very mildly inconvenience someone, but that no one deserves to be mildly inconvenienced because of you. There's a lot of interesting coexisting thoughts on this one. Also, I think the river needs to get wider. That's clearly what I've decided over there. So maybe... I think we should bring this in a few blocks. So, like, bring this in, like, here. And then a little bit more. And then a little bit more. And yeah, we'll bring this down and around and everything like that. But that should be good. That should be better, at least. I like that story. Thank you, Cove the Jedi. It was the most horrific thing when it was happening. I can laugh about it now, but at the time I was like, I am stuck between committing a crime and having my body explode. That is how it felt. Here's what I've learned in life: screw everyone, makes life easy. Yeah, legitimately, I think there's a lot of life that you need to do that for, but also you need to be quite good at working out what in life actually needs that. I think truthfully, like, yeah, there's there's a lot of stories that I share here that a lot of people would be like, no, you shouldn't share that. That's not, I can't believe anyone has the, but also that a lot of people benefit from. There's a lot of, like, what you might call oversharing that people find to be really useful. And so for that reason, it's kind of tricky, but also, in my opinion, kind of important. Okay, so right now, I think the lava level is too low. I think we need to go up another layer. Should we say right here? Yeah, let's say from here onwards. So we'll stack a block this way here. Actually, I guess logically the block should be here if it's... because then the lava would slope in the right direction. So block this way, and then a block to the side of that. And this will be slightly confusing. Oh, there's no walls for this. Okay, this is wrong. Let's try that again. So what is this meant to be? Is this meant to be the side of the river? Because if so, there's way too many of these down here. Yeah, there is just too many of those down here. That is just a fact. So now let's place a block here. So Kat, can you make a video on all the Bedrock features removed for parity? That's a long video, huh? Yeah, I think it's it'd be quite a charged video too, because it is really tricky. Like, I feel for Mojang, right? I feel their job is to make two versions into one, and from their perspective, when they do that, sometimes people complain. Maybe more than they should. Let's see if everything's going well. Okay, Q&A thumbnail. Okay, is this good? Ooh. I like both of these. Okay. So, yeah, I got a Q&A Friday coming out real soon. Very excited for it. It's funny YouTube saying, hey, anyone online can see what you write to me while you're talking about peeing in a bottle, says Ixenvire. Yeah, it's being open, being a sharer is like it's like a hard thing to do, because the things that you convince are just inside. The things you convince yourself are just inside your head. Strangers on the internet will quickly prove like, no, this is reality, friend. If you think that we're judging you, I'm gonna make a comment letting you know that I'm judging you. You know, I mentioned before, like someone being like, Toycat, your build is stupid. And for the most part, it doesn't matter. But every now and then, it gets you, and you're like, "Aw, why people be so mean?" And the answer is because that's just how people be. Okay, so then do the same thing again, and the level of the lava river is going to rise a little bit here, which is good. And then do the same to the right. Nice, nice, nice. And slowly but surely we're going to get there on this river, which is great. The issue is that with parity isn't that Mojang are making bad parity changes. It's them ignoring when we say we like that better that way. Listen to feedback more. Be open about it. Yeah, without offense, no, I don't need that clarification. I think that right now we have a system where Mojang is doing previews, kind of mirroring the Java system, but isn't doing any listening. They are like, what is the point of having a testing version of Minecraft if every single feature they test, they roll into the base game? The only thing that they are actively every single time doing something about is bug reports. And it's like, but there are lots of things that aren't bug reports that still should be fixed, in my humble opinion. So to make sure this isn't just a perfect diagonal, we should then move it out one block like this. Yeah, like that. And then we'll move it out another block, maybe over here. Or we should just delete the ones on the right here. I'm not sure. It's a bit confusing. Yeah, we'll just remove these. We don't need these. Clearly the lava river isn't doing that. Just get rid of it all. Get myself some more glass. Bring that glass up. Ouch! Ah! Okay. Whoopsie. Yeah, my real feeling on it is like the snapshot system on Java came with so much built into the system listening. And when Bedrock copied it for the previews, at first there was a good bit of listening. Now it's like, yeah. Mojang releases feature, community says they don't like the feature. Mojang says, okay, our compromise is we'll release the feature anyway with no changes. And it's like, what's the point of the system? It'd be like, it's like if Mojang held a mob vote, said one of these 3 mobs will be added to the game, and then we voted for the armadillo, and they said, nah, we'll add the crab to the game anyway. I think you'd prefer the crab. It's like, so I do the mob vote. It's funny though, because people do complain about the mob vote for the opposite reason, and I think that okay, let me really empathize on Mojang here. Let me really try and, let me use my experience as a content creator to feel out exactly where I think Mojang are. I'll concede making Minecraft videos is not the same as making Minecraft. I am simply trying to share that there is some analogous parts of the experience. Because a lot of the content that I make is dictated in small part by people who watch it. That is to say, every single time someone watches it and leaves a comment and says, oh, like a constructive piece of feedback, I take that on board. There's a lot of series that I would have naturally cancelled, but enough subscribers like them that I keep trying them. A classic example is Realm Review. I had one really successful Realm Review in 2020, and then I think I had another one about a year ago that did pretty well. Every Realm Review since then has been like, it's not super successful. Like on the barely making money or actively losing money. They are bad business decisions. And sometimes they're like stressful to make. I'm like, I get comments telling me that I didn't look around their world correctly, and that like, what was even the point of me doing it if I was? I get so much in the way of that. But at the same time, I'm like, but people like it, so I'm gonna do it that way. I get this, but sometimes there are some pieces of feedback that there are some areas where people get so toxic that I'm like, I just don't want to listen to people anymore. There are some areas where people are so you know, like that, then I'm like, what am I doing reading their comments, let alone trying to implement any of their feedback. When I got hate on a video, and the top comments would be, you know, like genuinely they'd be like, oh, I can't believe you're being so, can't believe you're trying to be this about this. Or one of the top 5 comments was, I can't believe, yeah, this makes sense coming from the guy who said that Poland was formed in the 1640s when it was the 1540s. And it's like, oh yeah, now that I know that once you get your first taste of people just being mean and bitter for the sake of it, you're like, I don't want more of a taste of this. This is, I've had enough, actually. That's perfectly fine for me. If you ever saw the EA, the most downvoted comment in Reddit history is someone from EA, which, you know, it's not a great company, and this isn't like some huge defense of them or anything. But instead, I want to mention that, like, the most downvoted comment was them saying, like, basically a mid-level staffer being like, trying to explain why they did what they did. They made a really unpopular decision, and they tried to just say, look, here's why we did it. Here's the upside. It's for Star Wars Battlefront, if I'm not mistaken, and it's like minus 200k. People were out for blood. People were like, this gaming company deserves so much bad. You know, like the level of like rioting that you get in democracies that start to fail, you get there. A similar thing happened in RuneScape this last week. Can I show you a? It might be too late for me to find it, but people literally protested because of a change they made to XP rates. And anytime you know, like and what happens is a lot of staff have to then be like, okay, can't participate in this community anymore. You know, there's the kind of like there is a real sense of once people are just being, you know, absolutely, you know, there's no frank word for it. Once people are being shitty to you, you're gonna tune them out. And what sucks is, when you're developing a game, you're probably doing it because you love this and you're excited to see the feedback. So when you put a bunch of work into something and then people poop on the tiniest detail, then it probably sucks. Like, I think that an example of this might be, I don't know, the combat update. The combat update did so much for Minecraft, right? Like, the 1.9 update, the original combat update, it did so much for the game. It did a ridiculous amount to change how it would be played forever, but it did so in quite a controversial way. I think it's fair to say. So can we place a block there? Yes, we can. And then we have to remove this block here, and we're good. So, yeah, I'm not even joking. I think my Realm-inspired Realm review, actually. Wow. Can't believe you did that to me then, Chantal. I deserve better. Anyway, so, yeah, there is a weird thing about when you share something you love with the world, and people ignore the 95% that is good and tear you apart, and in some cases send threats, or you know, even without the threats, right? Because I think like you can just about get over the threats to your personal life and your well-being. But once you, like, if you ignore those and tune them out and say those are just some crazy people, which it is always a little bit hard to do, then there are the people who are like, it doesn't matter that you worked for a year on this. What matters is that there is this one thing I don't like, and so you've ruined the game. I think you know, a similar reaction to this, you know, like came from a few people after Caves and Cliffs being like, I don't want to have to make my world deeper. Can't believe, you know, like you said you'd never change existing worlds, Mojang. And yet here you are doing precisely that, it looks like. Which, you know, like, I don't know, like I thought that was an interesting point because I'm someone who really likes the preservation of my world and feels like adding blocks underneath it isn't really, you know, breaking it in that way. If someone at Mojang was asking me to advise, I'd say, yeah, it's not breaking a world to have a choice to go down there. But a lot of people felt like it was. It was like breaking some fundamental rule of the game. And they really didn't like Caves and Cliffs. It's all gone now. I think, but yeah, the combat update, the reason it's not on Bedrock is because of all that hate. You know, like the amount of hate and the amount of like terribleness that was sent the developers' way. In fact, do you want to go a step further? The reason that Minecraft is in Microsoft's hands right now is because I'm not. I think he was either on holiday or had a cold or something. Notch wasn't working one week, but they made some changes to the wording of the EULA, which implied that you shouldn't really be making money on the Minecraft game in certain ways. To be clear, the fact that you can make money using someone else's product is not a default right. But the hate that he got was so bad, he's like, I'm selling this game. This is the most successful game in the world and it's giving me a headache. Why? And yeah, if you think about how crazy that is to make something, to spend years working on it, and then say one day, I want no part in this anymore. That's how extreme the emotion is. And, you know, like, I'll concede that that's the response of that's a very emotional response to an issue. But, yeah, that's literally why I only provide critique when I'm asked, and only to friends about things that can be adjusted. Yeah, I think it's really tricky to get that right. I think giving negative feedback, if people don't like it, you know, people want positive feedback. What do you do about that? It's tricky. By the way, thank you, Diluted Dente. Viewers should know what you're like. A massive world can't be properly seen anyway. Signposting where they want you to look is necessary, but not signs which you don't read. I think that seeing other people's worlds has helped me so much of understanding my own world from a foreign, you know, from someone else's perspective. Because I'm like, oh yeah, you know, in the same way that I skip the tutorial in video games, and that teaches me, if you need something to be taught in a game, teach it like, you know, teach it rationally and inductively, or is inductively the word? Like, teach it via gameplay rather than trying to do whatever else nonsense is in there. Also, how did I just do that? Did I pick block my shulker box that had glass in it? I don't know what I did. Okay, so definitely told you after that you didn't see my secret cave, second secret cave behind the lava waterfall. That is it. Everyone says Reddit is a pretty sad and toxic place. How true is that? Great question, Dasher. Wait, is there... Okay, it didn't let me pick block the glass. I am just crazy. No, yeah, I think that any place where there is... Okay, okay, this is my real thing. I think that any time you remove individuals and you create a crowd, you lose so much humanity on the spot. I think that this is true of, like, voting patterns in a democracy. I think it's true for, like, how riots happen. Any time that you remove the individual human and become a crowd, whole different bunch of rules start to apply. And this can work out in your favor. Like, it's actually cool to go to a concert or a comedy, it's cool to be in a room full of other people enjoying the same thing, because you kind of lose yourself to the crowd in that positive way. When everyone's laughing together, it feels good. When everyone's enjoying the same it's awesome, you know, it's fun. It is yeah, there is it feels good to be in a room full of people who are enjoying and doing the same thing as you. But that is because you are giving up a part of your soul to the crowd. Humans kind of need to be, fundamentally, different animals, one-on-one, than we are in big groups. Like, just the dynamics are going to be so much different. But because we lose a part of us, it's like, yeah. I think that the upvoting system really encourages having... you know, I think especially the widespread of, like, people go to read the comments before they look at the thing. That's bad. I think looking at what the crowd thinks before you form your own opinion, such a wild idea. Someone sent me a video about this. It's from Clicks Phillips or something like that. And his basic guy is called his thing is called Have a YouTuber Heart. And he's like, yeah, honestly, I believe in the free speech of the comment sections, but one highly upvoted negative comment produces a whole sea of other ones. One highly upvoted positive comment creates a whole sea of people leaving ones like that. The top comment has such an impact on your enjoyment of something, and the top comment on Reddit has such an impact on your feeling about something. The fact that I know that the changes that happen in RuneScape are negative are because of the top comments about it, not because I experienced those XP changes myself. And if I'm being honest, the only reason that many of you probably think that the horse graduation stages are bad is because I think it's good and I shared it and so did the top comment too. But you probably didn't even get to my opinion because it was the top comment being like, this was so much better back in the day. When there is a top comment that's wildly hateful, as an example of this, I've had some videos that start like really, you know, like there's a lot of videos that like the mood changes over time. What was once a really loved video now is not, and what was once a really hated video now is really loved. That has happened in really weird cases where like actually people much better like something when they're coming into it without this pre-knowledge of how bad it is, or people really dislike something without coming into the knowledge of how good it is. Hype changes us so much. I only really leave critique in the comments if I'm really peeved about something, like something has truly gone under my skin. I think that weirdly is a shame. I think in a way it'd be better if you left like constructive comments when you had them. We've also, I think the right way to give feedback, here is a thing I liked, here is a thing I disliked. I think that ideally you wouldn't have something you disliked all the time. Not everyone needs to have something they dislike. But to show that, you know, when you do dislike something, it's not just like, okay, it's not just that I'm disliking it for the sake of disliking it. I do think it was bad in this way, and here's why. That can be really good feedback, I think. So let's make a bunch of stone slabs. And now I can make armor stands, chat. I can never make armor stands because whoever has a smooth slab. In fact, why is it a smooth stone slab anyway? And also, why does one smooth stone slab become this? It's so thin. That's not the size of a slab. I kind of want to put a slab down somewhere. You know, actually, let's put it like... If I've got this area right here anyway, I think I'll put a smooth stone slab there. And then I'll put an armor stand on top of it. And maybe I could, like, store a second set of armor here. Like my wither armor or something like that. It'd be a good idea. Yeah, I think I should always just keep a chest plate right there. Like a diamond chest plate or something. Something easy to switch to. A lot of people on Reddit are anonymous, so they feel more okay with being rude or picky. But again, I think... So that's always been my first level for thinking too. Is that like, oh yeah, the reason that people are meaner on the internet is because there's no reputation system. But I would say it's the lack of reputation system that means that positive comments just don't get seen as much. It's hard to tell the difference between someone who's in the same way that it's hard to tell the difference between someone who's being negative just because they don't like something and someone who's being negative because they're being petty and or like, you know, just they're being a hater, I guess you could say. You know, it's hard to tell the difference between someone who has a genuine, serious concern and someone who is just really not like whatever they've seen. You know, like that is a truth of the world, right? So I think I should go put my netherite chestplate on the armor stand. Blast protection or projectile protection? Probably blast protection. And then we'll put some other silly armor on there. Like leather boots, I guess. No, gold boots. Because I use those in the nether. And what are the other pieces of armor I sometimes switch out to? I guess like a turtle helmet would be the logical pick next. Anyway, let's go. And then also like we should put a weird weapon on him. Like an impaling trident. Whoever has an impaling trident, chat. Loyalty trident, maybe? Channeling trident. There's so many cool choices for tridents. It's a cool weapon. Underappreciated. A netherite axe with fortune. Yeah, I feel like the trident with impaling on would be good. Because, you know, you only need it when it's raining. Can we enchant a trident with impaling? Impaling 4? Okay, we just need to go get some levels, chat. We'll get some levels, and then we can enchant the trident. And then life will be good, let me tell you. Do. Hey, Sizzler! Thanks for becoming the 434th channel member. Is that why live chat's much less negative? Because there's actual real-time internet interaction? So first of all, Sizzler, welcome to the cool club, the cool cat club. I always worry about that. I feel like it's a funny name. It's one of those, someone will take it out of context in 5 years for why I'm actually the worst person alive. But welcome. Let's put these on, by the way. And now if I ever need armor in a hurry, your boy's got it covered. And then I'll put a turtle helmet on there. And then no leggings. Yeah, no leggings. Just turtle helmet and then like a trident. I bet this is... Oh, loyalty. So I'll put this trident in his hand. And then I have to go find something else to put here. So, what's another rare item in Minecraft? I should probably go find one, actually, shouldn't I? Giant item frame. That's so stupid, and I love it. This is beautiful, chat. This is art. So yeah, to answer your question, Ixon, I do think that there's two things that make live chat less negative. The first is reputation systems. Like, Dasher could right now start being like, you know what, Toy Cat? I think it wasn't cool of you not to go into Chantal's lava for when you went to her realm in 2012. I think it's really lame of you to have done that. And actually, I think you're a bigot for not doing that. Oh, because Chantal's a woman, you can't look around her realm properly. Look at this, Toy Cat the bigot over, you know, like she could do that right now. And some number of you would be like, wow, if someone hates Toy Cat, there must be a reason. People don't just randomly hate other people. That certainly never happens, not in my experience, that's for sure. But there would be a lot more people to be like, wow, if she hates it. But also there would be, so although more people would trust her, also there's a bit more of a cost for her. Because she shouldn't, like, if she makes something up, then now that will harm her in the future. When people go back and look and see like, oh, actually, the realm where Toy Cat didn't look the most was a man's realm. Toy Cat's a man-hater, a misandera? No, misandry. Yeah, misandera. Yeah, misandera. That's why I'd be. A misandria, maybe? Misandria would be if I changed my gender, but without changing my name too much. Anyway, the fun thing was I've got too much lava. What is the lava doing on me? I guess I'll go place it. I'll go back and place it. I need to go do some stuff. Pumpkin is pretty rare, says David Solomano. Yeah, you know, I should put a pumpkin in there, actually. I think that'd be a funny thing. It'd be a conversation starter for sure. Let's go put the pumpkin in. Let's go do it. Yeah, I think that same with Bird for Life or Vera or David Solomano. We got people who have been here for a while, and so you can probably trust those people. You can probably believe those people more, but also those people have a higher cost to their whole thing, right? And so you know, there is a reputation systems, I guess, work both ways in that way. You know, you have to stake some of your reputation to hurt someone else's reputation, so you'll do it when it's worth doing. Whereas if you have no reputation, then you can just, anytime you feel bored, you can say, hey, I'm gonna call someone out just for the fun of it. A lot of people, this is a crazy truth that I think is really important to learn. A lot of people genuinely do love, you know, what's the politest way to put it? People love drama, I guess. People love other people's misfortune if they have an excuse to. People want to feel justified in not liking someone else. And a lot of people will just come up with the reasons for why if they can't find one. This is something you'll notice if you're ever in school. You know, there are people in that same school. I'm fairly sure. I don't know why I did that. I don't know what I thought I was achieving, but I certainly don't think that I did achieve it. Anyway, but yeah, if you are in school, I had someone who just conceded, like, yeah, I just started calling random people lesbians and seeing what would stick. Or I started calling, yeah, there was a rumor about a guy being, there's all sorts of stupid rumors that appear. There's, you know, like, and you might think to yourself, like, oh, but they were real. You know, the girl who had the peanut butter, you know, leg story, like, you know, something dog. Yeah, that girl's a bit weird. And it's like, every school has that story, so either that happens way more often than you think. It's like every school has the rumor about Marilyn Manson getting his ribs removed so he could do something or other. And it's like, there are some things that spread like wildfire because the truthness is not the most important bit about them. And things like that you should really consider. If there is no reputation, you know, like no one knows who came up with the rumor that insert girl here did that thing, or that insert guy here really secretly liked some guys a bit more than he let on. No one put their reputation behind that rumor because people just start to spread it because it's fun to spread, because it's fun to share. People like to stir up trouble. Yeah, exactly. People do love to stir up trouble. Also, David, thank you for the suggestion. I think I should maybe rename it Rarer Than Diamonds. Yeah, I could probably rename all of these. Like, Arrow of Weakness is pretty cool. Skeletons. These are all pretty cool things. Let's go find an anvil to rename this. And then we'll rename... I'll rename this to, like, I don't know, like... Skull would be, like, you if you don't think this is rare. I mean, it is a pretty cool item just to have, but I'll still put it in the... No, I'll just rename the pumpkin, I think. I'll just rename the pumpkin. But we'll go to sleep first. It's nighttime. Who wants to be... I heard Toycat likes women. What a lesbian. I mean, the number of lesbians we attract here. I think it's... I think at this point I must be... Like, you know, who attracts lesbians better than a lesbian? Factually... I guarantee you can't find a better answer to that question. Ergo, must be a lesbian. The rib rumor was Prince in my door. Oh, so it's someone else. Okay. Yeah, okay, we're gonna name this to Rarer Than Diamonds. Rarer Than Diamonds. Usually you get... I got in trouble for my first map's capitalization because I capitalized each letter like a YouTube title. But I think I'll be fine because this is my Let's Play world. But every time I write something on a sign now for someone to look at, I'm like, oh no. Not the dreaded taking a month to look at your map and then giving you a fail because you capitalized some letters wrong. To be fair, statistically, a lot of us are lesbians. Yeah, like I said, lesbian club right here. Yeah, Rarer Than Diamonds. Love it. So, I think I want to put Impaling on this trident as well as Loyalty. I think Impaling and Loyalty aren't mutually exclusive like every other enchantment is. So, I've got something to aim for at least. Which is nice. Okay, so, I personally don't. It feels like cheating. What do you not personally do? Like women? Anyway, but yeah, even a stop clock is right twice a day. You know, people say that. But I think that is the stop clock right? I guess the stop clock is right. Also, I caught you at work. I'm just shoeing horses today, and I've remembered that you were streaming. We'll have to catch up on the VOD later. Hey, I'll see you on the VOD later. Hey, past, future strange blacksmith. Isn't it crazy how you're in the future? Ah, man. Hope there's not been any nuclear attacks in South America while I've been looking. Did you say you're supposed to capitalize every word on YouTube? Oh, no, it's, the word is, it's headline English. Headline English is all about attracting attention, which you have to do as a YouTuber, right? And so, yeah, I capitalize every letter in YouTube titles. In fact, wait. New YouTube video out right now. No, it's out in 4 minutes. And you'll notice every letter is capitalized, or every first letter is capitalized. It's incorrect grammar for something someone is already reading, but if you're trying to get someone's attention, it is the... Well, I mean, it's not correct grammar, but it's standard grammar, right? Or it's the... I guess it's the... This is a complicated subject when you really try to define it like this, and I've never had to. But I capitalize all the words on YouTube, and so when I'm trying to label something, it is my default. Because most of the things that I label on a day-to-day basis are YouTube videos, if you'll believe it. So place some lava over here, then some lava over here. Maybe over there. You know, let's just keep placing it on the sides. It works. It's a functioning system, technically. Yeah, look at life. Yeah, I've been watching Orange is the New Black. First of all, hey, good point, Chantal. Has anyone tipped this stream?
Good point, Chantal.
Technically, Diluted Dante has, but now David not only coming in with the tip, but coming in with the tip plus inflation. First of all, gotta say, loving the I do think an interesting thing about like maybe this is a problem with entrepreneurship, but I think a lot of people who run their own businesses really struggle with upping their rates to deal with inflation. You know, they just take the hit themselves rather than having to do that, which is a surprisingly, like, you know, I know it's a really interesting part of the world to me, at least personally. So I'm just going to put a random lava block here now. Just to see... Yeah, I'll just put it like here. Just so it looks like we've done a tiny bit more. It's always a good way to motivate myself back into a project. To be like, wow, look how much I've got done. Ouch, 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 ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Okay, so now let's put the buckets away. Let's put the shulker box full of buckets away. And yeah, I'm very happy with what we've done here today. Definitely made some huge steps towards the lava river being complete. And it's nice to have that. You know, next week we'll do a stream dedicated to finishing the lava river. It'll be great. But yeah, thank you, David. Again, proven the point. Also, let's milk all of our things again. Definitely proving the point that you know, maybe you should add inflation. Maybe you shouldn't let that be the exclusive domain of the Amazons, the Netflixes, the Witterhouses of the world, the grocery stores, I guess. You know, if your life has gotten more expensive, don't you deserve more too? I mean, there is a whole thing about this actually. Like when everyone starts to expect more just because inflation exists, that's when inflation gets really bad. But I'll not include that in my argument today, because I am very happy with the tip, by the way. So yeah, thank you for making sure you jump in. I saw Orange is the New Black last year. It was great. I enjoyed it a lot. Can't see myself rewatching it though. You know, Dasher, I need you to convince me of something. I can't finish the second book of Silo, so I think what I'm gonna have to do for myself, what I'm thinking of doing, is I'm thinking of just reading a summary of the rest of the book, so I can go and enjoy the third one. This is like a classic. I know I would be better reading the second book, but if I can't bring myself to finish it, am I better at least reading the third one, or do I just have to wait another how many months it might be until I finally like get that like surge of motivation? Because if I wait on it, then Silo season 3 gets closer to coming out, and so it's like a good thing that way. Also, not all lesbians are safe from house fires. Yeah, so all people who are safe from house fires are lesbians, but not all lesbians are safe from house fires. That is the valuable lesson that you can take with you at the end of this stream. So that's a bunch of buckets now. Bunch of good stuff going on here. Also, I probably shouldn't keep this on me at all times. This strikes me as something I should probably put in the hand of you guy over there, but there, that's fine. Let's go back home. Let's empty out our inventory. Yeah, I wish we could stack filled buckets somehow. Yeah, I would love there to be... I think this is a classic. They could create a tool that would make this better. Like a stack of 16 buckets, but they're all filled. Or like a new tool, or like a piece of armor, like boots that you can hold lava in. I think that because Minecraft is a sandbox, it's really hard to come up with ideas that don't power creep existing ones. That's completely fair, dude. Don't read what you want. Enjoy media in the way you find most enjoyable. Ah, I wanted you to be passionately for or against it. I don't know what to do with like do what you want, man. I don't live my this is the internet. You're meant to be really angry or really passionately for what I just said. Is anyone excited for Minecraft Blast? Yeah, when it comes to Android, you better believe I'm going to download it. Give that a little go. I was checking the video stats for it recently, because I figured I went through a great deal of work to make sure I could play Minecraft Blast, and I was fairly sure that like no one else is going to play this. It requires Malaysia plus this plus that. No one cares. I was a classic example, but it does seem like 100 people are watching it, or like 300 people are watching it a week. Something like that. So maybe it'll pick up in the long run. We're just watching Silo again. We love it. Yeah, I've got a friend who's getting back into it. Oh yeah, I love the way that map loads in from this side. You could do a really cool illusion with this. Oh yeah, that's cool. Okay, chat. Let me show you something fun. I don't know where I want to use this in a video, but I want to look. This is like, I love learning stuff like this, so I can use it in a video. So we're gonna set our FOV to 30. So that we're like basically zoomed in like we have a spyglass. FOV 30. We're going to turn off our HUD. And then I'm going to hit record. And if I walk towards this at an angle, keeping it roughly centered in the frame, it'll do that. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? And then we could probably do something similar from here, but like walking towards it like this. Okay, so let's try this one again. Oh yeah, look at that. So that, oh, but from the third person perspective, it doesn't render in. Oh. So I need to do this, but like from some scaffolding, maybe. Because I can't technically see all of it right here. Okay, so from over here, it should work much better. Oh, I'm still not quite far enough away. Okay, so this should be a good shot here. Isn't that beautiful, chat? Sorry, I think in another life I would enjoy making. The thing I like about editing is doing dumb creative stuff like that. I hate actually assembling and putting together videos and working out what should go where. I'm just like, this is a cool thing, this should go somewhere. And now I have that video, and maybe we'll put that, we'll do something like that, but better somewhere. Realistically, you take a copy of this map, and then you could like fill it at a specific way from a certain angle. Cinematic, yeah. Cinematic indeed. When was the last time you updated the maps? I was thinking I shouldn't update the maps. I think I'm going to specifically not update the maps from now onwards. I just think it works better that way. Maybe I will keep the inside area here updated. But I definitely think that I don't want to update the outside areas. Because even though I've got the little house fire or subscribe or house fire, but like look at this area. There's none of those builds represented there. And there's actually something kind of cool about that. If I do want to do all of that, I think I would definitely do like a second map for it. Because once you update a map, the old one is gone forever. So at the very least, I'd need to make copies of all of these. Yeah, in theory, I could make a copy of every map, move that copy of every map, put a glass pane on that copy of a map, move it somewhere else so that both maps never render at once, and then store that somewhere in a basement. Actually, that is a cool idea, isn't it? To, like, leave that in the basement of my Let's Play world. But that's one of those super grand ideas that, like, it might be that might be one of those, like, 40, 50 hour ideas to really make that come off correctly. Or at least a few hours to make it come off not correctly. Leave that side alone and make an updated map on the other side. I think the other way around would make more sense, but I think that on a lot of devices, so I play this world on my phone and my Xbox and my Switch, this is a real lag machine. Because, look at this. When you come too close to it, it has to... Why is it still... Okay. Weird. Usually it's de-rendered by now. Really weird that it's not de-rendered. Okay, so now it's starting to, you can see that. So yeah, the fact that the maps have to render in and out. It's just a really, really computationally expensive thing, apparently. Because there's a bunch of entities, effectively. It's like having 225 mobs. The game has to load, but it also has to read from a specific point in the files where those maps are stored. So yeah. Read the second silo book or you're an uncultured swine. Screw you, Dasher. You can't tell me what to do. I'm just going to skip through it anyway. You can't make me live my life that way. I think a lot of people do like having something to be in opposition to. I think no matter what it is that culture says is the right thing, there's always going to be some people who are against that. I think that that's, like, you know, healthy. I think it's good that there's a natural oppositional element to humans. You know, makes us question even our most valuable of ideas. Like, one that I find interesting recently, you know, too much for a Minecraft video. I hope that you've all enjoyed this one. If you did, then come and see me on Sunday. Saturdays are the day we take off. We stream Sunday to Friday through December. Tomorrow I'm taking it off because I'm going to... It's my friend's birthday, basically. So I won't comment on what I'm doing. But it should be fun. I'll tell you about it on Sunday if it is. And if it's not, then I'll talk about how stressful it is being an adult. And I'll overshare some details that make you feel sad for me. Or that make you feel happy for me. that I can so confidently understand my own life and situation. Where did I get this map from? Oh, it's this one. I need to rename that. Metro map. Metro map. Yeah, easy peasy. I think I also want to put my Skyrail on this better. I think that's one thing I'm missing right now. I think I'd love to have a better... Yeah, I think I need to do that next. Also, yeah, the sugarcane farm at the top there doesn't look as great as it probably should. Yeah, also I want to have my Xbox 360 world properly marked out. I've got a lot of little concerns that I should do on this. I'm gonna go work on those later. For now, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. On Sunday. Go watch Q&A Saturday. Go and watch Q&A Friday with its capitalized letters in the title. Goodbye. I did enjoy watching you make the Metro map. Ah, that's good. I liked it a lot too. Let's Metro. Thank you for coming along today. You've lifted my spirits, chat. Have a good night, though. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to record the Let's Play Sunday early, I think. I'm quite excited for